we're going to take a look at the Creative Mark school etching presses just to see how they work. They're a handy little portable press that comes with the press itself, with the bed, and a felt with it. Now, it's lightweight and portable. The handle comes in the box with an Allen wrench to attach it. These work best if you make a very simple base for them. All I've done with this is I've taken two 2x4s, mounted them so that they come down slightly to allow this the chance to roll beneath, and then taken a stock 1x12 and mounted it to that. So once you've got that ready to go, all it takes are C-clamps to be able to mount it on a counter at school, a cart or table like this, and still be able to unattach it, be able to carry it around to workshops, things like that. Or if you desire, you can actually just drill right through the table of your choice and mount it directly to it so that it's there permanently. All right, so we're going to show you how to pull a print from a simple just piece of linoleum. I've got some printing paper. I'm using Stonehenge. I have a bench hook that I'm going to use for inking, roller, and the Lucas Studio Linol ink, which I highly recommend. So we're just going to get some ink out. Now what I've done ahead of time is I've calibrated this. It's very easy to raise and lower this roller just because you never remember exactly where it goes. I've made myself a little guide that I can put over here to see how much space I need for each side so it matches up for this particular block, for just this regular thin linoleum. I've got another one for a thicker block of the Easy Carve, so then I can have these just stuck under my table here, pull them out, easily calibrate this without fighting with it and having to adjust it every time I pull out a new substrate. So it just makes it a little bit easier and that much faster. So I'm going to pull out the bed, have my felt ready to go, get myself a piece of paper. I'm going to take this, I'm going to place it on the bed so I kind of know exactly where this is and allow for room for that paper to go in before I put the felt down and get ready to roll it. So with an addition, obviously you're going to be printing multiples. So if I was doing that, I would take just a small piece of masking tape to be able to line up my block exactly where I want to place it each time. If you want to get real nitpicky, you put them on the sides if you want it centered every time. For me, this just is easy enough where I know where that goes each time. I don't have to think about it. All right. I'm also going to, on my press at home, I take stair treads, cut them, the sticky stair treads, put them on there so it has a little bit of grip to keep the block from moving. With this one, I'm just going to use some masking tape. That's really easy to remove. This kind of holds that as we guide it into the press because we want it to be snug to get a good print, but we don't want that block to move as we slide it through. So I'm going to transfer my block over here, line it up, get the glasses so it's easier to see. I'm going to put my paper in, kind of decide how I want that centered over the print, lay it down. Okay, I'm going to slide it a little bit forward until I can kind of feel it start to touch the edge of that block. You can take it, guide it through. Okay, you'll be able to feel when it comes off of that block. Pull that up out of the way. I'm going to slide the bed just slightly further out so I can get that paper without issue. And we've got our block print. So super easy to do. Let's try one with a little bit thicker substrate. I've got a speedy carve so you can see exactly kind of what the difference is with that. All right. I'm going to actually push this back through because you can crank it from either side though. It's very easy to adjust. All right, so I'm going to take my little handy dandy cheat sheet and I'm going to see what the difference is for that speedy carve. Just like cutting wood, double check. Double measure, all right? So I've got a block that I'm trying to decide what I want it to do with the background. So sometimes it's really good to take it and actually do a print of it, see how it's coming out, if you need to clean up any of your edges. This is longer, so I'm going to take this a little bit further out. Slicker surface, so I'm going to put new tape on it just to be on the safe side. These have a little bit of sheen to them, so it needs to be new and a little bit stickier as opposed to that kind of textured burlap back of the linoleum block. And I'm going to do 3 because this is a longer print. I've got some Lenox cotton. Now the press will go up to a 12-inch width. This is 11 by 14 paper. So I'm going to cut just a slight edge to make sure this will fit through. Enough for us to see what we're working with. I'm going to place that on my plate there. Slide this just a little further back and be very cognizant of that it's kind of on the edge with this really long print. All right, so we're ready to go. With a little thicker substrate, kind of ease it in. Okay, feel it come off there. Just gonna pull this plate out with the length of this so I don't drop a print on the floor. So it's a handy little press, super portable. You saw I could crank out a whole bunch of these very quickly as opposed to having to use a hand baron and actually sit and rub the press by hand. It's a great, great little press.